Welcome to All Nature Connected, a podcast created by the Forest Bathing Institute, where we explore all nature connected topics, including nature and health, nature inspired lifestyle, nature connection and forest bathing, nature preservation, and eco awareness. We hope that this podcast will inspire you to become more connected with nature and your own health and well-being. Hello everyone, this is Olga from the Forest Bathing Institute, and today we have Yogi Manish with us on the podcast. So Yogi Manish, or Manish Goyal, he is an amazing person. We were studying yoga teacher training with him in India, in Goa, before we even opened the Forest Bathing Institute. And many of you might know that one of our modules, the first module of the Forest Bathing guide training, is actually mindfulness and meditation, the foundations of those. And we find that it's very important to understand the philosophy behind that in order to actually appreciate the importance that they play in your mindfulness and meditation practice. So today, I thought it would be an amazing opportunity to ask our teacher, whom we are very grateful for the knowledge he shared, about his view on the philosophy behind mindfulness meditation, the modern one, how it came from India, and what maybe we've taken and what we've left out, and why it might be important to actually keep the whole system whole whenever possible. So I'll just read a bit more about Yogi Manish. Yogi Manish is a leading yoga master and teacher born in Jodhpur, which is also called the Sun City. He's an inborn yogi, and at the age of 5, he was introduced officially in the studies, taking his first diksha. He began then to practice yoga as hobby, guided by different teachers and learning a wide range of different yoga styles. And as a teenager, Manish turned yoga into his true passion. In his 20s, he completed his instruction with his mentor, Bhagwati Prasad Gaur, in Transcendental Meditation, and was introduced into the Bihar Yoga tradition, having the opportunity to study the ancient scriptures, Tantra, Yognidra, Ayurveda, Mantra, and Preksha Meditation, and the ancient forms of yoga like Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga, Karma, Kundalini, Bhakti Yoga. And he's also initiated in Nath Yoga tradition. And additionally, he spent some time living with the Jain monks, learning the fundamentals of Jainism and the essence of Kashmir Shivanism from the Sri Virendra Oziji in New Delhi. And then he started his professional career as a yoga and meditation teacher in 2009, giving services to reputed yoga and fitness centers, luxury hotels and meditation institutions in India and Dubai. And present Manish is the conducting life coach, healing workshops and programs for yoga teacher training from abroad, and residential 500, 300 and 200 hours yoga training, as well as teaching on spirituality and yoga sessions at various centers and countries worldwide. He combines instruction in yoga with holistic therapies and also spiritual advice. So welcome, Yogi Manish. That's an amazing biography that I've just read out, and I think anyone listening would be very impressed. And I know that you're one of those true examples of the person who walks the path, who knows the philosophy so well and is able to also teach it so amazingly well, but also can really does walk the path, because we were living in a jungle together for 30 days, right? So we could really see what we were doing every day, morning till evening, and I could really wow for that. So I just wanted to say, by the way, sorry if I did mispronounce anything, so please do let me know if it was
It's okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will give more information at the end about where you can
Yeah.
find more information about Yogi Manish. But for today's purpose, we were going to talk about the 8 limbs of yoga. So the fundamental part of our module 1 training in mindfulness and meditation introduction, module 1 of the Forest Bathing Guide training is the 8 limbs of yoga. So Manish, could you please, as you were teaching it to us back in
Yeah.
India, explain to our
Namaste,
audience
Olga.
what it
Namaste, Olga. Namaste, Olga,
yeah.
and namaste everyone who is listening here. So the thing is, nowadays the yoga is very popular in every walk of life, like in the every part of the world, like from the east to west, everywhere. But what like people they do, like they're just practicing yoga like on the mat, like people they're thinking like yoga is just a fitness. But trust me, the fitness is just a byproduct of yoga. The fitness and health is just a byproduct of yoga. You can get more because if you practice yoga and you implement all these techniques and all the philosophies in your life, philosophy is not just a theory. As you are also incorporating all these things in your teachings, like I'm really glad that what you are right now you are offering all this with the traditional stuff. So that's really good because the people should understand the holistic way of yoga, like the complete way of yoga, the integral teachings of yoga. So if you teach like a 8 limbs of yoga, like yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi, if you take all these things like 8 limbs of yoga together, then only one can understand actually what is the meaning of yoga, and they can also take all the benefits out of it. Because nowadays people are in the studios or in the fitness centers, people they teach yoga asanas, that is really good. If they are doing asanas and pranayamas and physical practices, these are really good, but and it's really good for health. So I also like promote that. But the thing is that now it's time for the people to get the more idea of yoga and get more into it, like what is the essence of yoga. So 8 limbs of yoga, the Patanjali, he was like a he's the codifier of yoga, you can say, because yoga was there before Patanjali in the earlier stages, because yoga is like it's founded by Lord Shiva himself. So here we call him Adi Yogi. So, but Patanjali is the codifier of yoga, and in the 8 limbs of yoga, he codified the whole system, whole yogic system. So, how to practice step by step, like you just do, because like we start with the yamas and the niyamas. So there are 5 yamas and 5 niyamas. So yamas are satya, ahimsa, satya. So ahimsa, they start with ahimsa, so non-violence. So you have to be like, you have to incorporate all these things in your like day-to-day life. So if you see, like I will just say ahimsa. So ahimsa, people say non-violence, but actually, uh, by giving lot of things on your head, you can't practice non-violence. So you need to understand. We need to understand what actually uh, point behind it. So non-violence is like a love. So if you just create unconditional love in your heart, automatically you are on the path of non-violence. Because if you have love, unconditional love in your heart, you can't harm anyone. So, and these things are beginning with yourself. First you love yourself. So it start with the, if you see like 8 limbs of yoga, it looks like a very technical, like 8 limbs of yoga. So first you study yama, so like social conducts, but social conducts are for you, for us, like all the practitioners. So if you create like we will just focus on the one, like ahimsa. Let's say first yama, ahimsa. So ahimsa is like, in normal terms we call it non-violence, but it is, if you will practice and you will see, okay, I have to practice. If it will give a big headache, if you will see, okay, I will become non-violent, I will not do anything, I will just create peace slow. So if you really want to create peace and be non-violent, so what you will do, you just follow one principle, that is very simple, that is create love for yourself. And first start this love with the people you are surrounding. So nowadays people, they are talking about the world peace. So everything like start with your own home and your practice. So the thing is that nowadays people, I have seen many people, they are just posting on the if something bad is happening in the different part of the world, and they are worried about it. But But by you maybe, like, we people, like, we are human, we are worried about it, but the first of all, we need to create this unconditional love in for ourselves and the people we surround, like our family, our friends. So automatically, and if many people tried, like, trust me, if 30% of the population of the world, if apply this rule in their life, you can see the world will, automatically, you can find a peace in the world. Like, you will see many people like to use transformation with the simple word, like simple one yama. It's not, we are like, this is the big thing, like 8 limbs of yoga, and in 8 limbs of yoga, just we are talking about one yama. If one person follows yama, it it like it spread, like, if it's the single principle of yoga, if we follow in our life, it can change, it can transform our life as well others. So it's really good. So it's a system, and it's system. That's why we call it Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Sutras is like a thread. If you will just thread is like connected, interconnected with each other. You have to just follow one thing. Even in Hatha Yoga, the Siddha says, like, if you follow, like, if you practice one asana perfectly, you can achieve the highest stage of yoga. Like, if with the one practice, these things are very miraculous. It seems very simple, but these things are very, very miraculous. It gives a big impact because it is like a, it's precise. It's like a, they have created. So that's why the Patanjali has created and incorporate all these systems in a very, very systematic way. That's why this is the yoga was there before, but the Patanjali is he create yoga, the 8 limbs of yoga, to systemize the whole system. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. And I absolutely appreciate how you explain it, Yogi Manish, because I do feel that once you start practicing one very well, like, for example, I sometimes focus on just one limb or part of the limb, like ahimsa, for the year, right? I just make it a goal for the year. Once you started practicing it really deeply on a very deep level at your thoughts, you can actually see that, oh, but then I start telling more truths, and I'm connecting to other parts of the limbs, and it naturally flows like sutras, one action from another. And I think what you said is just brilliant. What I find quite often, maybe people don't understand, and that's why, by the way, the first part of our training is very much focused on looking inside and seeing where we are at, looking at ourselves and working on our emotions and self-care. Many people trying to see lots of problems, and I'm not saying there are many problems out there, and we are an environmental health conscious company who are looking at lots of these things and trying to help improve some things, as much as we can. But sometimes actually you can't, you can change some things, but it's much easier to start from within ourselves. And even we say, actually, there are studies that show that even by going into nature, you help protect it. Why? Because suddenly you are developing the relationship with nature, and suddenly that's something that is just a tree or like a resource is valuable to you. And I think that's really the beauty of yoga. It doesn't say to you, change the person around you. It says, well, actually point the finger back to yourself and maybe look at yourself with compassion. And I think there's lots of compassion in that. It looks like a lot, and many people who come from Western tradition to us, they're not quite sure whether it's relevant to them. But actually, if you look at that, the precepts, they are quite straightforward in a way that, yes, we all want to be non-violent towards each other, right? We would prefer if we were told the truth. So it all makes very practical sense to me to follow that. Maybe for someone who is very new, what would be their first, say, 2 steps to start on this journey?
Yeah, they can start their practice like a, because they can start again, they just focus a little bit on yamas and niyamas, like, because personal conduct and the social conduct. So, like, if you follow like social conduct, and again, you have to follow, like, you should follow like, not like yama, like ahimsa. So not, so you, instead of focusing on the truthfulness, you should become to deduct the lies. Instead of focusing on the non-violence, you should create unconditional love. So these things, like, with compassion, these things step by step, automatically you will, it will happen to you. The 8 limbs of yoga you will follow even without knowing it. You will create little things, and if you start to practice little things, because I can say a little thing can change the whole your perception, and then you transform the whole your personality. It's your whole personality. It can be changed. So these things happen, and I have seen like many people, like it's they have transformed. Even with I have like experience, like if I say like because I have with the with the simple things, I have started my journey with very simple things, because I am not the person like who is like following step by step like everything in a day. But it takes course of time. But the thing is that step by step, if you just focus on one thing, then next thing automatically happen, and then again you focus on that, then the third thing will happen, then you focus on that, the step by step, automatically you just start to you just start your practice. Everything will spontaneously, everything will happen, because the universe will help you. It's like a again it's like a yoga. If you follow the 8 limbs of yoga, it's like working on the collective consciousness, like yama. That's why Patanjali started with the limb of yoga is yamas, and yama is social conduct. So is he according to him, or according to yogic things, like this is like you just uh, you know make yourself more and more comfortable with the external world, and make the external world comfortable with your things. So connect with the nature. That's why they say like yamas. Yama is like a connect with the nature, connect with the universe, connect with the external world where you are living. So if you follow the uh, yogic path, you are the citizen of two worlds, external world and the internal world. But the journey start with the external world. So you have to be you make you have to create coordination between the external world and yourself. And then once you start with yourself, you will look within, and you will find more and more things about yourself, which maybe we are not realizing everything about us at the moment. But if you practice day by day, we realize more and more things about us. We know more about ourselves. So this is the way. So if we like follow the one step, we can automatically on the path, and definitely we will find some new ways, new techniques, automatically. Everything, like it's a universe will help you.
Thank you very much, Manish. That was really great. And I can definitely bow by that. If you do follow one thing, even if you just pick from yamas or nyamas, and you go from there, it does really help. And of course, in our
Yeah,
module 1, we actually teach also the meditation, the yogic meditation techniques, which can really help you and keep your mind stable, and also improve your concentration, which of course you can then use to lead people in nature. And yeah, so thank you very much, Manish. Just
you're welcome.
finishing
You're welcome, and that's really wonderful what you're doing. Like it's really great. You're doing really great job. Like it's really good.
Thank you. No, thank you very much. And thank you for all the things that you've done for me and Gary, and all this beautiful knowledge that we're now
You're
able to share with
welcome.
other people. I'm really grateful for that. And just to know that you can find information, more information on Yogi Manish on his Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search Yogi Manish and you should be able to find him. Thank you again, Manish, and I hope that you have wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Please tune in for more episodes coming soon.